Wow, really windy. Just want to say, I've been working with a founder recently of a business, and when we first started talking, he was like, "No, I'm a bit lost. I don't know where we're going." He had a lot going on personally as well, and he just wanted a bit of guidance, a bit of support, both on the business strategy planning side of things, but also on a leadership and a personal level. And we've been working for was it 6 weeks or so now? And today I met him, and he started saying what had happened since the last time we'd spoken, and I just pointed out, I was like, there's a phenomenally exciting bounce about you now. And I reminded him, I went back to the very first conversation that we had, and the idea of what he wanted to get from working together. And the way he presented himself and all the thoughts today, he'd reached that point, he'd got there. And so I was like, so what next? What where are you going? Where do we want this work to go together? And that led us into a really interesting conversation about failure. And he admitted that he kept himself incredibly busy. And he described a kind of workflow that he had. Can you imagine, it's the sort of work metaphorical piece of all the tabs open on your browser. And he kept himself really busy. And I was like, well, what's that about? And he's like, I'm avoiding failure. Because he'd had his fingers burnt in the past, right? As I'm sure we all have, right? We've had our moments of failure, if we're framing it that way, but our points in our past where we didn't uphold what we wanted to, or we regret some of the ways we behaved, or the way that a certain thing fell out. And I asked him, what are you trying to achieve by avoiding failure? Because we can't avoid it. Those things happen, right? The world is going to throw up curveballs. Things are not going to go the way that we want them to. And he pondered, and he sort of pontificated a little bit on an answer, and clearly wasn't there. And then I said, look, who have you failed in the past? And that's an important question. And I want to leave everyone with that, because at your points in the past, when there's been failure, who have you failed? Is it yourself, or is it them? And understanding the answer to that can also then help us understand how we embrace and engage with future points of failure or disappointment. Because avoiding them isn't going to work. No one's ever going to be able to avoid those scenarios in the future. So how you engage with them, how you learn from them, that's the important life skill. And I look forward to being able to help this guy with it moving forward, and I'd look forward to helping any of you with understanding those as well. Let me know. Good to chat.